Minister, Chris, distinguished guests, can I just say a little bit of jesting at the beginning really, because Chris leaving Castletown, well, as a member for Castletown and somebody who's been involved with them for many years, and seeing how they've developed really, it certainly is an occasion where it's sad for the town, but we are realistic, and it's good for PDMS and good for the Isle of Man that they've actually moved to bigger premises and continue to develop and expand. But it's pleasing to see a homegrown company like yours making such a contribution to the island's economy, and also providing world-class software systems for major clients, some of whom are represented here today, and competing so effectively with significant industry players, and in a very, very competitive world, which has become more competitive in recent years, because of course people are fighting for the business that's out there and trying to promote and develop in a way that means that there's greater competition, and greater efficiencies mean you have to be more imaginative, more determined to get out there and get the business. And I'm sure the reputation that PDMS has, in fact, carries a lot of weight to help you be successful in that area. From an Isle of Man perspective, I'd like to place on record my appreciation of the work that PDMS have accomplished over the many years, working very much together with government through our Information Systems Division. A notable success has been the partnership in the common service that is fondly known as gov.im, and I'm sure that everybody in this room has been onto gov.im and at some stage used it to find out information about the Isle of Man, and if you haven't, then you should, because it's worth going on to see really just what's there and what it's all about. Of course, PDMS have also played a pivotal role in developing our common online services and the single sign onto the government services to deliver modern electronic services to an increased number of businesses and citizens across the island. And one of the things we have is a business change group which I chair with other colleague ministers, and one of the things we're driving is the change of using technology much more effectively so that we can improve the services to the people of the Isle of Man, so that they have easier access to services, improving on what we've done. And if you think what we've done in 15 years, heaven knows what it'll be like in another 10 years as we move forward and change and society changes. And it's interesting to know that already, because of these new innovations, £45 million worth of online payments have already been processed securely and efficiently through the common service that we are already providing and keen to build on. So the new generations will want to pay by computer. You know, we're the old ones with the cards still, and even the checkbooks, which are going out soon. But you know, the young ones don't do that. They go straight to a computer and want to just pay it while they're sat at home, no hassle. And of course what's important is that our systems in government and throughout business, in fact, are able to cope with what the customer wants to ensure that they do use that facility, because it is more efficient and more effective for us, and it means that instant payments are secured and everything benefits. So it really is, there's an investment, but there's also a benefit as we move on. And it always amazes me just where PDMS are involved right around the world, and especially supporting other governments and businesses. And when you look at that, and there's many businesses here similar, here we are on the Isle of Man, but in fact providing services to many countries around the world, which we can all be very proud of, and something that is of course very important to us to make sure we do it. And the resilience of our telecommunications and electricity supply, of course, are absolutely critical to our success, and that's why all the investments going on in those areas have been so important to the Isle of Man and of course to the business community. I'd like to just place on record my appreciation to Chris, to PDMS and to Chris and all his staff for everything they've done. Also my appreciation to their involvement in being involved with Freedom to Flourish as a champion, and I know that they take that work seriously as well, and that's others who do that as well. We really do appreciate that support. Chris, well done. I wish you well in your new offices. Very delighted that the confidence you show for yourselves as a company, which is very important, but also for the Isle of Man, in saying that we are continuing to develop and expand during these difficult times, because we're confident we're going to continue to be successful. And I'm sure with the expertise, the service, the people involved in it, and the personal service that you give, you will continue to be successful. So ladies and gentlemen, by virtual reality, because I'm told we're not going to leave the room, It gives me great pleasure to now declare Global House officially open and to wish PDMS every success in the future, to Chris and all his staff. So ladies and gentlemen, Global House, PDMS.